They call it the British Museum, but ain't nothing British in the museum. They got all Africa and Asia in there, basically all Africa. Because when you look at the Buddhas in Asia, they African. They African phenotypes. They not Asian. They don't got no little pointy nose. They got the nappy hair, the nine ethers, and you know they got African features. Vishnu, Shiva. You see what I'm saying? All of those Buddha. You see what I'm saying? All of those are African deities, and they got West African features. Or they got the Khoisan, the Khoi and the San features. You see what I'm saying? But ain't nothing British in the British Museum. Ain't nothing British in the British Museum, fam. They got all African monuments in the British Museum. They done cut whole pieces out the wall and flew it to Britain and stuck it in the museum. Now, what's on the floor? Now, that remind you now, they got millions of artifacts. Now, I know thousands, they got millions. I'm talking about 20, 30, 40 million artifacts. But what's on the floor, they got a million on the floor. But what's on the floor is not even a fraction of the artifacts that they have. They got a basement in the British Museum, and they might keep stuff and study it and clean it up for 10, 20 years and then put it on the floor. And then it might be only an exhibit for 6 months. You see what I'm saying? So you never, even if you, when you go, you still, you will miss some. Like they just got the Kushite, the Nubian dynasties in the British Museum. Now I don't know if that's a for, you know, uh, exhibit that's gonna be on the floor from now on, or if that's just, you know, a 3 year, or you know what I mean? Cause they gonna always try to hide that truth. Believe that. But ain't nothing British in a British museum. Why y'all ain't got no artifacts from Britain? See what I'm saying? Y'all got stuff from Africa, Asia, and America, which is all African artifacts. We know this. Pre-Mayan, the Olmec, the Aztec is, we talked about that one time. The Aztec come after the Mayan, but they try to claim that they the Mayan. You see what I'm saying? But Olmec culture, what they over there in Peru, Machu Picchu, uh, what's the one? The Olmec down there, what they call it? I can't think of the little name. The little Mexican names. But over there, then you go to South America down there, near Colombia. You see what I'm saying? You got all of those monuments over there. African people built all those monuments, man. Why are all the monuments facing Africa? And then you go look in the British Museum, all of those faces are African. They don't look like no Indians and Mexicans and white people, man. They African faces. So I always talk about, you know, we talking about the reparations and all that. Thing is, you know, I always say with reparations should come not just with no monies. What's in those museums in France, Berlin, uh, all over Europe, Britain, all of that in those museums need to be repatriated back to Africa. Facts. The crowns of Ethiopia in the British Museum. All the Egyptian, Nubian artifacts is in the museum. You see what I'm saying? In a museum. Like trophies, just sitting there. You see what I'm saying? But the British Museum don't got no British artifacts. Those are stolen, man. And when we talk about repatriation, we must put that in there. That must be in the package. Reparation, repatriation, that must be in the package, that those artifacts must be returned to the lands of their origin. Now, right quick, we're gonna talk about what's the white boy name? Went over to Egypt still. Um, I think Wallace Budge. Wallace Budge. Wallace Budge. All those now the British Museum sent him over there, man, to collect artifacts. And a lot of they you know, that's handed down from father to son where they, go over there artifact theft. You got rings of that. You see what I'm saying? That's how you know the people that's in those lands, like in Egypt, that's them not the people. Why would they be selling artifacts to the British? You see what I'm saying? Why would if it was theirs, why would they be selling it? Wouldn't nobody sell their people out like that? So the stuff that's in Iraq, the stuff that's in Iran, what they call Babylon and all that, those are African monuments. Those are African monuments, family, and statues. And then they blew that big Buddha out the wall. If those was y'all ancestors, why'd you do that? They took dynamite, blew the Buddha out the wall, and was gonna do the other side like that. But the government stepped in as if they really cared. But what's in the British Museum ain't British. It's all everybody else's stuff, all African stuff. So when we talk about reparations and repatriation, we must talk about what's in those museums, family. Because they always talk about those artifacts are priceless. Priceless. So you can't even put a number on it. You can't even put a number on it, family. So that gotta be part of what we got going on when we talk about reparations, family. That gotta be in the package deal. You see what I'm saying? And then they got the Sphinx, the beard. They got the nose. See, but they got the beard on display, but they ain't put the nose out there yet. You know what I'm saying? We know at that time Europeans wasn't wearing no beards, nor was no Indians. You see what I'm saying? And right now to this day, the way the Pharaoh beards are, African people still wear their beard like that. Even the ones that's in the diaspora that lost their history, you will see, like you talking about the Rastafari, they beard look like the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh got locks. When you look at the crown on the Pharaoh, and you look at the brothers with the locks down, like if I take my band off my locks right now, and they just down, it's the crown of the Pharaoh. It look like the the hood of a cobra. You see what I'm saying? That's why you got them nagas on the top of his forehead. But they done cut out whole temples and got it inside the British Museum, man. How is all Africa stuff and everybody else music in Britain, in France, in Berlin, Germany, and all these other places? Russia and all these other, you see what I'm saying? All our stuff is in New York, the Smithsonian, the Oriental Institute. You see what I'm saying? How is all our stuff in somebody else's museums? So that gotta be part of the package deal, family. We got to get our stuff out the museums, man. They got our family on display. What if we went and dug up George Bush, flew him to Africa, and laid him in a glass case and said, yo, here go George Bush, and all the African people going by taking pictures of him and all. That's mockery, man. That's mockery. That's mockery. They making a mockery of our culture. These niggas got, you know, Ramesses, one of the greatest pharaohs, laid out for everybody to see like that. You know, when he was wrapped up. You see what I'm saying? Those, especially the actual ancestors, the bodies of our actual ancestors need to be flown home, buried back in Africa. You know, so they can rest, man. They turning over. They can't rest like that with cameras all in their face inside museums, man. That's facts. So with reparations and repatriations comes everything out those museums. We must work on that. Jump out.